Hey, thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Horror Debate. I'm Jeff Rowdy Jake here, and with me as always, Michael Mandy.
And this week we're going to be reviewing Ghost Rider from 2007, directed by Mark Steven Johnson. He also did Daredevil and Elektra, so he knows his comic books.
He does.
All right, first off the bat, I just want to say something, Jeff. I kind of am doing this, I don't want to say under protest because that sounds all, hotty-totty and all, but this is not a horror film.
It's not a horror film.
It's not a horror film.
But it's cool.
Yes, it's cool.
It has horror undertones. And
it would have been cooler if he was dead and came back. Okay, then it would be a horror film.
Well,
kind of like The Crow.
It kind of fits in that Van Helsing kind of mold to me.
Or that underworld thing. It's not really
not
horror.
Really
it's
true
more
horror,
action.
But work with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantasy action.
Fantasy action. It's probably worth cutting a review on. If people are going to see this movie, or some people aren't going to see this movie because they're curious, maybe, and they don't want to spend the money unless they get a good review. So here we're doing it.
And we're doing it.
Right.
It's funny. I went and saw this. There were a lot of really scary looking biker types in the audience too. So they're going, oh, I saw them outside, and I'm going, oh, okay. I don't think they're going to see, what that new. I don't know what's that.
Well, they're not going to see Mary Poppins. Let's put it like that. It's a Nic Cage movie, and I like pretty much all the stuff he does, at least except for The Wicker Man. And I gave this one a chance, man. I really wasn't all that disappointed. For a PG-13 film. I thought it did pretty well.
Yes, it's a PG-13 film.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Well, so's The Grudge.
Yeah.
That's not saying nothing, right? Yeah. But so why don't you drop the plot on us, man?
Well, the plot on this film, it's kind of similar to the original comic book because, there's three different Ghost Riders out there. The original one was a cowboy back in the 1800s. That was in the 60s when cowboy comics were the big deal. Then in the early 70s when motorcycles and the Easy Rider came, that's when the whole Johnny Blaze, not Johnny Storm, that's Fantastic
But what
Four.
a cool name, Johnny Blaze.
Yeah. Well,
he could like get in the WWE, with that name.
And then in the early 90s, late 80s, they had a new character be possessed by the demon Zarathos. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyways, the plot of this film goes back to the early 70s version. Motorcycle stunt rider Johnny Blaze. Basically, someone real close to him, his girlfriend's, in the comic, it's his girlfriend's dad. In this one, it's his dad, has cancer and he's going to die, so he sells his soul to the devil so he won't die of the cancer.
Right.
But the problem was he becomes the devil's bounty hunter.
Right.
And his head falls on fire.
Yeah, and that was actually a source of some comedy for me in this movie, which I thought was great. The line where he's coming out of the cemetery going, my brain feels like it was on fire, my skull feels like it was on fire, but I'm doing okay, Yeah. This is one of those fun movies where you're not going to have to put a lot of thought into anything. This is to, take your your teenage kids.
My kids, they're around 10 years old. They enjoyed it.
Yeah, sit down and watch it. Enjoy the eye candy. I thought the main villain was actually pretty cool looking with the big fangs and all that kind of going on. It was worth watching, Mike.
I think they were trying to get Joaquin Phoenix, but they couldn't get him, so they got this guy instead.
Yeah.
This guy looked like he was like, Joaquin's understudy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I didn't think of it like that. But, pretty well put together overall. Followed the comic pretty well. I mean, there was a few changes here and there. Mm-hmm. And when you got bored, you always had to look forward to the next Eva Mendes scene, which was never a bad thing,
This big mole right there.
Yeah, it's all right. Sidney Crawford had the mole. It didn't bother you then, did it?
I was going to make a reference to
all
Sidney
right.
Crawford.
But the deal is I think honestly, while it's probably loosely horror related, I think it's a worthwhile view. I don't think it was spectacular. I think Nic Cage kind of underacted it a little bit.
No. Nic Cage underact?
Yeah, I don't think he underacts in everything. I think he's one of those guys that doesn't put a lot of emotion out on the screen. Sometimes he comes off really bland. And in this movie, I thought it kind of showed more than in others, just because of the character he was playing. You know, you sell your soul to the devil, and you're sitting there not.
And you're a motorcycle stunt driver who crashes for a living.
You're not being real emotional about anything.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. But and you lost Eva Mendes. I'd be emotional over that already.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And then when he was chasing after her on the freeway, trying to get her back too.
Yeah, that was a good scene, actually. That was an excellent scene. This is one that's also, I'm looking forward to the DVD, because I'm sure there's a bunch of extras that are going to be pretty cool on this one, you know?
I'm sure the video game is cool, too.
And the video game is cool. We know more than came home until my kids dropped it into the PS3 and started playing it, man. And it actually looked really good. I haven't played it yet myself, but, you know, you can see this thing being licensed all over the place, just like Spider-Man or Batman or anything else, you know? And it's more my style of character.
Yeah. Peter Fonda's in this film, and he pays homage to his Easy Rider character, because, you know, he walks in and Nic Cage is working on the same motorcycle. And, hey, dude, cool bike.
Yeah,
that
right.
was cool.
That's right.
I thought some of the bad guys, though, were taken out a little easy. You know, he's got these three, the earth, air, fire, water demons helping him out, and, well, not the fire, but I don't know, it's just...
You know what I call that? I have a term for that now.
And what is
It's
that?
the Darth Maul syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's what it is.
Perfect
okay?
sense. You spend the whole movie setting up this great bad guy. The hero comes in, and oh, gee, we don't have much time to devote to this. So there you go.
A little off the subject, man. I was so mad. I went out. It was before the Star Wars thing started popping. You know, they got all these cool T-shirts in with a Darth Maul character, and he looked so evil and nasty. And you know, and so I bought some. I'm wearing it around. I'm proud of it.
Very cool two-sided lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm digging the character, and then I go see the movie. And I wanted to take my shirt off and leave the theater. You know what I mean?
Fell in the hole. Oops.
Dude fell in the hole and got split in half. Within what? I mean, how much screen time did this guy have? So this is kind of what Mike's referring to here. And in all honesty, he's right. He's right. There wasn't a lot of resistance.
Yeah, from the bad guys.
Yeah.
But the special... Okay, everyone knows I'm not big on computer graphics.
Yes, you are. No, I'm sorry.
But of course, you know, my wife even said, "You're gonna hate that movie. Why bother seeing it? Because it's nothing but computer graphics."
Right.
But you know, when you're going to see a guy with a flaming skull head, you know, I understood.
You're not coming to see me.
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, all right.
I understood that there's going to be a certain element of computer graphics in it. Take it as a fantasy film. Accept that. So I could accept that. I thought the fire on the skull, the effects on that were really cool.
They were very cool.
Sometimes, though, I thought his head looked a little small for the body. Sometimes.
You're talking about Nic Cage, dude.
Yeah, true.
Right? I mean, you know, he's not. He's kind
one
of
cool effect was
kind of an awkward character physically to begin with.
When he was in the graveyard changing back the very first time, and the camera stayed on him. He's on all fours, and his head's on fire, and he slowly changes back into Nic Cage. One solid shot. There's no edits, no cuts, no nothing, and it just morphed into his face. I went, wow, that's a cool shot.
Yeah.
That was a cool graphic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
points to the computer guys for that.
I think we can bottom line this by saying that this is a visually impressive. It's got a movie. It's got a compelling
when he was
story.
on the rooftop and he threw the chain on the helicopter and he was fighting with the helicopter.
When he's going down the building, even and up the building, you know, and whatnot on the bike, man. That was killer, man. You know,
a lot of really cool graphics.
I was sitting there pretending like I had a controller in my hand, like I was actually playing this thing, man. It was pretty cool. You know, honestly, I enjoyed it. The kids enjoyed it. My daughter got a little scared, but she was, you know, all of 6 years old. So, but even she could handle it, and that's why I'm telling people don't be afraid to take your kids to this.
It's a kid film.
It is really something that the kids are going to like. So, you know, I'm 2 out of 5 in it.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to give it a 3, but I don't think it was probably a 3. You know, and it's not really our cup of tea generally anyway, as far as the horror thing. But like I said, I thought it was worth taking a look at.
Okay, yeah, me too. It's a 2-star film. I mean, it's not really a horror film. It's more of a fantasy, and it's okay to take the family.
You have horror elements to it, and I think it's probably a kind of a neat introduction to something that is a little scary on screen. You know, if you have kids that are interested in watching some horror, you know, they might be satisfied with Ghost Rider.
It's a good introduction.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.